Alright, let's see if this works. Yes! Alright, let's see if this works. Alright, we're back in business. Okay, I figured it out. Okay, can y'all hear me now? Hopefully I won't lose you because I'm about to go down this long road here. Alright, testing. I was saying something earlier. What was it? When I left Jackson. Oh, I was saying how shocked I was. So many people did not know anything that's going on. You know?
At the next stop sign, turn left. At the stop sign, turn left onto US 412 East.
Alright, is anybody with me or did everybody get off here? Because of my friction. Such a pretty day today. You're here. All right, sis. Thank you. I was saying that I'm very excited about the women's conference. I have a speaker, another speaker, so it's going to be a nice conference. I'm going to have it at the convention center near my town. So I'm excited about it. The closer it's getting, we're only a month away. I can't believe it. Yeah, there's a lot of wind today here. A lot of wind. Testing. Lord, you are good, and your mercy endures forever. Lord, you are good. Look how pretty it is here today. haven't been keeping up with the news this past week, so I don't really know what's going on. I will have news tomorrow night, though. Now, tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, I'll have the Bible study because I have a dentist appointment afterwards at 11. I really want to encourage you guys to be careful because there are people that's trying to make things up that are not so, to try to convince people, I guess. Like, we know that the church, a lot of them do worship Trump. You know, they'll turn around and they'll say they don't. But you have to define what worship is. And then look at yourself. You know? To me, you worship somebody when you continually make excuses. You know? You're always pushing them and stuff like that. I think about what the word says, you know, about worshiping the image of the beast or the number of his name. When you think of the image, what is it? It's going to be a golden age. Everything's going to be better. Wow, we just jump aboard my crypto so my family can get wealthy. It's not about helping the poor. I was reading in the Bible the other day about it. About how serious God is about the poor. I saw a man the other day. Now, I'm not saying this to brag. I'm just giving you an example. That's all. I saw a man the other day when I was leaving this restaurant. And I saw him when I went in. And he was sitting there with a bag. And I just, you know, kind of smiled at him and went in, ate, and then come out. And I looked at him again and I smiled at him, walked off. And then I turned around and I looked at him and I said, "Sir, how are you today?" And he looked at me in the eyes and he said, "I'm fine." And I looked at him back with my eyebrows raised and I said, "How are you really today?" And then he started spilling the beans. And he says, "Well, I'm actually sitting here waiting on a ride to Knoxville, you know." Because he lives in New Jersey and he thinks if he can get a ride to Knoxville from Nashville, that somehow he'll get a ride from Knoxville to New Jersey. Let me see what they got at this farmer's market. garden. They just got plants and stuff. But anyway, so I sat down with the man and I listened to his story. Now, he was saying that the government had done him wrong and that he needed, a ride back to Knoxville, but I saw that his legs were swollen and, he looked like he had been homeless for a while, if you know what I mean. He had sores on him and stuff like that. I told him, I said, sir, I don't have any cash to give you. I said, but I can pray for you. I said, is that all right? He said, yeah. So I prayed for him and everything, asked God to work it all out. So I left there, and then I was looking at my purse when I got in the car, and I noticed, look at here, I found $21. And I remembered what happened in Washington, D.C. when God got mad at me and he said, give that man all you got. Remember I told you all that story over there in front of the Republicans. And so...
At the next light, use the left 2 lanes to turn left.
So I went over there to that man and I said, look at here, sir, look what I found in my purse. And I gave him the $21 and he's like, well, very much. And so as I was pulling off, I turned back around to look and saw that he had already went in there to eat. So that's what
At the light, turn
wanting.
left to stay on US 412 East.
I was like, thank you, Lord, because that's about what it costs now to eat. $20. At least. So anyway. It's not like we can solve all their problems. Whenever you're dealing with homeless people and stuff like that, they just want to know, A, do you see me? Don't treat me like I'm dumb. Just say hi and pray for me or something. I'm suffering. I'm hurting. Because I don't know what these people are going to do, man. Because they're really cracking down on homeless people. We know what Trump wants to do with homeless people. It is horrible. Horrible ain't even the word for it. Especially with him getting that voodoo drug over there from Africa to bring it over here for to help the homeless, he says. It is horrible. I just can't believe anybody would ever go for that. Especially the church, that you would want to put somebody in some type of mental psychosis, Anyway, well, I'm going to get off here and I'm going to try to work a little bit tonight, so I'm going to get off here. God bless.